Thank you, Mr. Labak, for accepting my invite. Me and the attendees of our Citizen Journalism Academy were looking forward to meeting you and learn more from you about on-site inspections. But first, I would like to introduce myself with your allowance.
Yeah.
I'm Armine, a youth group member of the CTBTO. I currently live in Yerevan in Armenia. Last year, I graduated St. Petersburg State University, Strategic and Arms Control Studies program. Currently, I do my research here in Armenia and at the same time work in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Armenia. I joined to CTBT in 2019 and proudly hold this status up to date. So with your allowance, I will switch to my questions right away, okay?
Okay.
So as a beginning, please tell us, how did your collaboration start with the CTBTO?
Oh, it is 2021, so it's exactly 20 years, because first time I was involved in CTBTO and specifically in the on-site inspections in 2001, when the Provisional Technical Secretariat contacted Slovakia, and through the Nuclear Regulatory Authority also the Geophysical Institute of the Slovak Academy of Sciences, where I used to work at that time. Because the PTS was interested in to conduct the first test of seismic aftershock monitoring system, and they were looking around for a suitable place where to conduct the test. And this was the first time when I became to be involved into the on-site inspections, into the CTBT. And since then, it was many events, many times, and my involvement was more and more, and later not only in the seismic aftershock monitoring system, but also into other aspects of the on-site inspections.
That's really impressive. So when coming to on-site inspections, what is the role of this type of inspection in the whole system of CTBTO's verification regime, and how it is conducted actually?
Okay, first of all, I have to say two things. And first is related to the fact that on-site inspections are one of 4 elements of the verification regime of the Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. And the other 3 are international monitoring system, including the IDC and GCI, then the consultation and clarifications, and the third one plus OSI is confidence building measures. So these are the 4 elements of the verification regime of the treaty. And the second thing is, if you have a look on those 4, 2 of them are technical. One is the international monitoring system and international data center with global communication infrastructure, and the second one is on-site inspections. So these are the technical verification measures for the CTBT, and on-site inspections can be carried out only when the treaty enters into force. And we are not there yet, as you know. There are still 8 Annex II states to sign and or ratify the treaty, and before entering into force, there are no on-site inspections. But on the other hand, we, according to the resolution on establishing the Provisional Technical Secretariat, we have some duties in order to prepare for the on-site inspections. And this means to, according to the resolution on the establishing of the preparatory commission, it is to develop equipment list for on-site inspections, develop training program, and also develop equipment and test the equipment for on-site inspections. And this is the work that has been carried out in the last 25 years of the existence of the preparatory commission for the CTBT.
Okay, I see. Actually, you have prevented my next question. question.
Sorry for that.
It's okay. Because when doing some research prior to this interview, I really couldn't understand whether CTBTO currently carries out some real life on-site inspection. So it is only in the level of exercises, isn't it?
That's absolutely correct. As I said, since the treaty didn't enter into force yet, we really can only develop on-site inspection capabilities at the moment. Okay. And this has several aspects, in fact. It is not only about equipment and procedures, as I mentioned before, but it is also about the training of inspectors, about the development of the documentation, and also the testing how certain elements of the on-site inspection conduct work together. So from that point of view, there are various types of events or exercises that test either the particular piece of on-site inspection, or they can test some group of them, a group of elements, or they can test the on-site inspection capability in integrated manner. I can give some examples on that. Yeah. In the case of field tests, for example, we test, for example, the particular technique or method. This can be, for example, passive seismological monitoring for aftershocks, or it can be the data transmission system or communication equipment for on-site inspections. We can have also directed exercises that take into together several such elements. For example, it can be directed exercise related to the group of techniques, for example. We have tabletop exercises where we can test on mental exercises using some scenario, the conduct, for example, of the launch phase of the on-site inspection, or there is a scenario situation, and then what are the possible solutions for that situation. So these are the tabletop exercises. And then we have two types of exercises that test the on-site inspection capabilities in more integrated or completely in integrated manner. They are called either build-up exercises, and they typically test certain phases of inspection. For example, the launch phase, or the initial period of the inspection, or continuation period of inspection, or post-inspection activities. And finally, as it was recommended by a group of experts from state signatories years ago in their report to the Provisional Technical Secretariat, the Provisional Technical Secretariat has to conduct regularly in some period of time so-called integrated field exercises. I can give some examples from the past. One of them were, for example, in 2008 in Kazakhstan, another one in 2014 in Jordan.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. The answers of my next couple of questions might interest people who seek some career opportunities in this field. So what kind of qualification a person needs in order to become an on-site inspector?
Usually, when I speak about on-site inspections, there are three groups of people which I have in mind always, who are potentially involved in on-site inspections. First of all, diplomats. Oh. Then technical experts who have scientific background, for example, in seismology, radionuclide expertise, geophysical expertise, multispectral and infrared, and so on. And third group of experts are potentially with military background as well. And they usually very well contribute to the conduct of inspections from the point of view of their support using the so-called auxiliary equipment. For example, how to set up and run the base of operations, how to ensure sustainability of the inspection as such. So they are very good on that. So as you can see, there is a very broad range of skills needed for on-site inspections. And really, on one side, the diplomats who understand the broad aspects of the on-site inspections can help in negotiation with the inspected state party. Some experts in the legal are very supportive to on-site inspections as well. So all these professional skills are needed, not only in the on-site inspection team, if there will be an on-site inspection after entry into force, but also in the case of development of the capabilities by the Provisional Technical Secretariat in the on-site inspection division. Therefore, you have various types of positions in the on-site inspection division, both technical or in the logistical and support, or in documentation, in training as well. So experts in training are required. So you see that the range of expertise is really broad. So this is very interesting aspect of the on-site inspections. And I'm coming from the scientific background, and when I joined the technical secretariat in 2008, that was a very interesting moment for me, also from that point of view, that I met people from other expertise, with other expertise and knowledge, and this really brought me a lot in understanding of the on-site inspections. And also I met a lot of excellent people, not only in the science and scientific background, but also from the others, which I mentioned before.
So we can say that there is no permanent body preparing such professionals, isn't it?
You mean probably that there is no permanent inspectorate, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. So this is another aspect of on-site inspections that, unlike, for example, to the International Atomic Energy Agency or Organization for Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, where they have a permanent inspectorate in place and in-house, this is not the case for the CTBT. So therefore, there is on one side a need to have experts on on-site inspection directly in the Provisional Technical Secretariat to develop the on-site inspection capabilities. But on the other hand, the training program for the on-site inspections must be developed in such a way that the inspectors may come from external institutions and are nominated by the state parties, in fact, once the treaty enters into force. So from that point of view, since the technical secretariat may nominate inspectors as well, it is expected that, in fact, the inspection team will include experts both from the state parties and the national experts, and also from the experts from the technical secretariat. So this is another important aspect of on-site inspections for CTBT. No standing permanent inspectorate in-house, which opens another group of challenges for such inspections.
I see. So when doing my research, I noticed that CTBTO carries out on-site inspection very often, and I'm wondering, is there any principle of selection of countries where these exercises are being held?
Okay, so I can talk about this from my past experience as the staff member of the on-site inspection division. And you asked several aspects. So as I said, we have various types of exercises, but it is usually the technical secretariat who develops a plan of the activities that are conducted or envisaged to be conducted. After each integrated field exercise, there was a so-called action plan developed that identified the topics that should be further developed or improved or newly introduced into the on-site inspection pool of capabilities. But technical secretariat cannot conduct or execute such action plan alone, and the support from state signatories is really required. And one aspect of such support is really to host various types of events related to the development of on-site inspection capabilities. And this is usually based on the discussion with the state signatories, or the state signatories themselves offer to the technical secretariat that they are ready to host certain event. And this is true for the events related to the development of the on-site inspection techniques, but also related to the events related to the training for surrogate inspectors, or the events related, for example, to the on-site inspection workshops. So this is definitely one type of support, or to answer your question, how such events occur in the various countries. It's typically based on the communication with the state signatories, or based on the offer of the state signatories to the technical secretariat. But I would like to highlight here that this is not the only support that state signatories provide to the provisional technical secretariat. There is another support, and this is, for example, providing the expertise. The national experts of the state signatories from various research institutions, for example, work together with the staff of the technical secretariat in development of on-site inspection capabilities and techniques, for example, or the training program, or contribute to the on-site inspection workshops. And there is another type of the support, and this is the support in providing, for example, contribution in kind equipment, or donating the equipment, or having the extraordinary financial contributions. So in such case, the state signatories, for example, donated to the technical secretariat certain pieces of equipment. Just from my head now, it was the multispectral and infrared equipment for the additional overflights that was donated by Canada. Oh, sorry, that one was from the European Union, apologies. Canada donated the gamma radiation monitoring equipment for additional overflights. Then we had the donation from the United Kingdom on the radionuclide laboratory housing. So these are just three examples which I have in my head right now. But also, as I said, there are many other ways. As I mentioned, the expertise. It was, I remember, United States, United Kingdom, China, Russian experts helped us as well. So these are the three aspects: the donations, expertise, and then hosting the events.
Okay, thank you for a thorough answer. My next question is probably one of the frequently asked questions in this field. What are the challenges of currently for on-site inspection?
Okay.
The absence of
I can give you my personal view. This is a good question. In fact, what are the challenges? First of all, during my talk on a science and technology conference, I gave an overview where we are in development of the on-site inspection capabilities. And I can say that there was we have a significant progress in preparing the equipment list according to that resolution on establishing of the preparatory commission for the treaty. And this is based on the extensive and intensive development of OSI techniques and equipment testing. So we have a training program that was tested during the 3 training cycles, in fact, and the program developed quite significantly in that sense. So this is the other aspect which I can mention is definitely the capabilities that are in place and exist show that it is possible to conduct the on-site inspections now for the underground scenario in the environmental conditions that were used, for example, during the past integrated field exercises. But there is a lot of work that needs to be done, for example, in understanding what are the requirements in conducting the on-site inspections for other types of scenarios, not only underground. So what does it mean from the point of view of application of on-site inspection techniques, from the point of view of organizing the inspections and conduct of the inspections as such? And then the other aspect which should be developed further in the future is related to the conduct of the inspections in difficult environmental conditions. So if you have a look on the past exercises, they were in the areas with what we could call certain standard or normal environmental conditions. If you take into account, for example, the terrain, the temperatures or humidity, how the density of the forest is there, and so on. There are many various types of the environmental conditions that can be more difficult, and we still need to understand how to conduct the inspections in such environmental conditions. And as I said, the other aspect is how to conduct the inspections in environment other than underground. So these are two aspects that should be addressed in the near future in development of the on-site inspection capabilities, in my opinion.
Thank you, Mr. Labak. Frankly speaking, my questions are already over. However, as a conclusion to our today's interview, if you have something to add, if I missed something important, please feel free to share this knowledge with us.
Okay, I met the youth group on several occasions, and I have great memories on that. So I would like to say that on this occasion that it was excellent to meet some of your colleagues from the youth group. I remember the one of the American Geophysical Union fall meetings where few your colleagues from the youth group helped there to man the CTBT booth, and we were working together, and they were excellent, really excellent. This was a really great example of the work together of, I was at that time the PTA staff and with them. I think this is one good example. Another good example I can provide in that occasion is we were making, for example, so-called long night of research. This was the exhibition in the Vienna International Center for the public during that so-called long night of research, or in German Lange Nacht der Wissenschaft. And again, there is some help. There was some help from the youth group. So I think there are many ways how you can be involved in all this stuff, and later, as your professional career will develop, I'm sure that we will also benefit from the fact that some of you, I will be selfish now, maybe more interested in on-site inspections, and also will become to be experts in this field. So I wish that to myself, and I wish that to the technical secretariat, in fact.
Oh. Thank you very much, Mr. Labak. It was a great pleasure interviewing with you. Thank you for your readiness to share your knowledge with young professionals who are doing their first steps in this sphere. We are very appreciate your readiness. For this
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I hope that the information I have provided to you was useful to you, and also will be useful to your colleagues. Thank you.